HOA Karen toppled my grandma's wheelchair. Didn't know we're Navy SEAL veterans. The park was alive with the hum of summer kids shrieking on swings, dogs chasing frisbees, and the faint sizzle of a barbecue. But all I could hear was the crack of my heart when I saw my grandmother's wheelchair tip over, her frail body crumpling into the grass like a discarded rag doll. Karen, the HOA's self-appointed enforcer, stood over her, clutching a clipboard and screaming about unapproved mobility devices violating community aesthetics. I'm Marcus, a retired Navy SEAL, 34 years old, built like a tank but wired to stay calm under fire. My brother Lucas, also a SEAL veteran, was with me that day. His flannel shirt stained with coffee from the thermos he dropped when we heard Grandma's cry. We'd brought her to the park for some fresh air, her first outing since her stroke left her legs useless. She'd been beaming, her silver hair catching the sunlight, until Karen stormed in, all righteous fury and bleach blonde entitlement, demanding Grandma's wheelchair be removed because it clashed with the park's vibe. "Ma'am, step back," I said, my voice low but edged with steel, as I knelt to lift Grandma. Her hands trembled, clutching my arm, her eyes wide with humiliation. Lucas was already moving, checking her for injuries, his jaw tight enough to crack walnuts. Karen didn't budge. "This is a private community," she snapped, waving her clipboard like a scepter. "You renters don't get to ruin our standards." The crowd started to gather, phones out, whispers rippling. Grandma's wheelchair lay on its side, one wheel still spinning, her groceries apples, a loaf of bread, a small jar of jam scattered in the dirt. Karen had shoved the chair when Grandma tried to wheel away, claiming she was obstructing the pathway. My blood boiled, but years of training kept my fists at my sides. Lucas, though, was a live wire, his eyes locked on Karen like she was a target in a war zone. The tension had been brewing for months. We'd moved into this gated community to care for Grandma after her stroke, renting a modest house in a sea of manicured lawns and HOA rules thicker than a Bible. Karen, the HOA president, had been on us from day one, complaints about our truck's oil stains, our mailbox's unauthorized color, even Grandma's potted geraniums, which she called visual clutter. We'd ignored her, thinking she was just a petty bureaucrat with too much time. But this was war. Karen's voice grew louder, her face red as she jabbed a finger at Grandma. Now safely in my arms. "She shouldn't be out here if she can't follow rules." "That chair's a hazard," Lucas stepped forward, his 6'3" frame towering over her. "A hazard," he growled. "You pushed an 80-year-old woman to the ground. You're the hazard." The crowd murmured, some nodding, others filming. Karen faltered but doubled down, her voice shrill. "I'm protecting this community. You people don't belong here." That's when the twist came. A wiry old man, maybe 70, pushed through the crowd, his face weathered but sharp, like he'd seen a few battles himself. "Karen, enough," he barked. It was Mr. Thompson, a retired cop who'd lived here for decades, usually quiet, always gardening. "I saw the whole thing. You shoved that chair. You've been bullying these folks for months, and I'm done watching." The crowd gasped, phones swiveling to him. Karen's eyes widened, her clipboard trembling. "You're lying," she spat, but her voice cracked. Mr. Thompson wasn't done. He pulled out his phone, showing a video he'd recorded from his porch across the street. The footage was clear, Karen storming up, yelling, then deliberately kicking the wheelchair's wheel, sending it and Grandma crashing down. The crowd erupted, shouts of shame and "call the police." Karen's face drained of color, her authority crumbling like sand. The confrontation exploded. Lucas grabbed the clipboard from Karen's hand, snapping it in half with a crack that echoed. "You think you can hurt our family and hide behind rules?" he roared. I held Grandma tighter, her frail frame shaking, but her eyes burned with defiance. "I just wanted to see the flowers," she whispered, and it took every ounce of my training not to lunge at Karen myself. The crowd pressed in, their anger palpable. A woman in yoga pants yelled, "She's been terrorizing us for years." A dad holding a toddler added, She fined me $500 for my kids' chalk drawings. Karen, cornered, tried to spin it. This is a misunderstanding. I'm keeping this place safe. But the video was already spreading. Phones pinging as it hit group chats and social media. Karen's reign was unraveling, and she knew it. Then came the reckoning. Two police officers arrived, alerted by a bystander's call. Mr. Thompson handed over his video, and the officers' faces hardened as they watched. "Ma'am," one said to Karen, "you're coming with us." She protested, her voice a screech, but they cuffed her, leading her to the squad car as the crowd cheered. "Assault," they said. "Possible elder abuse charges." Karen's eyes darted wildly, her perfect facade shattered. We lifted Grandma back into her wheelchair, now righted, and Lucas pushed her gently toward the flower beds she'd wanted to see. The crowd parted, some clapping, others offering apologies. Mr. Thompson knelt beside Grandma, handing her a single daisy from his garden. "You're tougher than she'll ever be," he said, and she smiled, her first real smile since the fall. The aftermath was swift. The HOA board, flooded with complaints in the viral video, ousted Karen that week. Her house went up for sale, her name a pariah in the community. We heard she moved to a condo downtown, but the whispers followed her. Grandma, though, became a local hero. Neighbors brought her flowers, baked goods, even offered to repaint our mailbox free of charge. But the scars lingered. Grandma's outings grew rare, her confidence shaken. Lucas and I doubled down, taking shifts to sit with her, telling her stories of our SEAL missions to make her laugh. We rebuilt her trust, one day at a time. But the memory of that fall burned in us all. This isn't just our story, it's a question. When someone like Karen wields power to hurt, where do you draw the line? Was justice served, or was it just a moment's victory? Share your thoughts. What's right, what's wrong, and what would you have done?